Okay, this is how to assemble a Shimano CB-E110. So I'm going to go through this exercise here. Got all my parts laid out here, my tools and stuff. Got the degreaser that's going to be used to clean up all the parts, especially the parts in the middle, the moving parts. The parts on the end we don't care about as much. We got our grease. Any kind of bicycle grease will work. This stuff is old, but I don't know if grease ever goes bad. So I've already done everything with everything. I got brand new set of bearings off of Amazon. So those are here. Those have already been greased up. Greased up all the parts that are in the middle. And we're all set to assemble. So we don't need these anymore. The other part we'll be using are cone wrenches. These are thin wrenches. They're used to adjust the pieces on the hub. I believe the things on the hub are called the cones. Some of these pieces are called hubs, called cones. I mean, these are 15 and 17 millimeter. These are what works with this bike. So we've already taken our bicycle. Let me raise this up a bit. We've already greased up both ends. There's two ends to the hub. This end is the fatter side. The bearings are the same on each end, but the hole for the rest of the apparatus is wider on this end. Over here, like I said, it's the same exact bearing size, but you see there's more material after the bearing. This side is thinner. So we're going to start on the fatter side, and this is the hardest step, so this might take me a while. I've already got this piece on here. I don't even know what that's called. I think it might be the gear or something. So we got that piece. We've already screwed that in about a third of the way in. There's some of these where the axle is one piece is all has threads the whole way. That's good on this one. Some of them have no thread for some of them from the middle area, which kind of sucks, but will work. But I've already got grease on here because this is the moving parts. So we got grease on here. So we got that. We'll take a bearing. This bearing is going to be set up so the ball bearings on the inside of the bike and the solid wall is on the outside. And then we'll take this piece. This is the clutch, I believe. We'll take the clutch and we'll put this down here. And there should be a little bit of flex. If you got it in right, it should be a flex. There's a point where it meets. There should be a little flex. So those two meet like that. And then we have our coaster brakes. There's two coaster brakes, one for the top, one for the bottom. And this all goes in one setup. And there's, if you look at it on the back side here, the side next to the clutch here, there's a thin area and there's a fatter area. The fat area goes up top here, and the thinner area goes on the other end. So it's like that, and then it goes like that, and that's still flexing good. We'll put this whole piece in together. And there again, this, like I said, this is the fatter side. This is the bigger hole. It's important that you get it on the right side, or else it will not work right. So get it in. And I think that's going right. That should be right. We'll take our sprocket. I've already replaced the bearing there. And I want to take another bearing. This bearing is going over here. Same kind of situation. The balls are facing the middle of the hub. And then the solid wall is kind of over here. and this goes over here. And first it's loose, and then we'll screw into the other end. So it's all screwed in like that. Got a lot of work done here. Then we will take this little part, and this will go right on top of here. It goes in like that. And then there's this part, which has the part number on the outside. And this one should fit in nice and smooth. Got the name there. At some point it'll lock right in there, locked right in. Then we'll take a couple of our screws. First put these washers on. And a spacer. And a bolt. And out here, these parts are not moving, so we don't really need to grease them up too much. We don't really need to clean them up too much because, well, we need to clean them up, I guess, so that next time we screw it in and out, we can get it in and out. One thing that's interesting is that on each end, each side of the hub, there's two bearings. No, two bolts that go in. There's kind of two over here, and over here the bolts need to go in tight. In the middle there should be some play, there should be some give, some movement. That's where all the grease is at. And the outside here, everything should be tight. As in this one, if you kind of think about this one, and there's kind of where we were working earlier, these two should be kind of tight with each other. They should be exactly no movement. In the middle here there needs to be give. If there's not give, then the bearings will crunch and the bike tire will not move smoothly. So over here, we've got that set up. For to grease this up, this screws in, and over here it's a little more transparent because this goes into here. We've already got the bearing in there. We have all three bearings in, one on each side of the hub, one right here where the sprocket is, and this has a wrench flats, so this will go in. And these two we will tie to each other tight. Everything in the middle is going to be some give, but here in the ends this stuff is going to be tight. So this will go all the way in. And like I said, when I say I'll go all the way in, it'll go all the way in. Maybe that's a bit of a feel thing. I'm still feeling that myself, but all the way in, but yet a little bit of give. Certainly hand tight, and a little more than hand tight, but not so much that you bind it up. I mean, you'll notice when you put it on the bike frame and it doesn't move. And if it doesn't move, then you did a bit too much. So yeah, maybe even less than hand tight for that. So there's a little bit of play there. And then this is the other nut on this side. So this one, the one we just put in this one, will tighten really tight to each other. There will be no movement between these two. These two will be identical in that there will be no movement here. You have all the moving parts in the middle and two wrench flats on each end. And then you get them in, and like I said, they're kind of tight. I mean, when you look at that, you can't use a regular wrench. This is 15 and 17. And make this tight. But we don't want to bind anything else up here. So I think that's about a good amount of movement. There's a little bit of movement. So that's exactly how we want it. We're just about done here. We might have to adjust this. I mean, I'm not a pro at this, and it's kind of hard to explain on the video, but you want some movement, but not too much. I mean, of course, like I said, these two on the end here are tight, and this one is kind of tractioned over to the other one, kind of the way it's set up, so it is kind of tight. So that's good enough there. And then right back here, I've got the bicycle. So of course, the sprocket gets lined up with the front chainring up there. And then this goes in here. And the kind of tricky thing is it goes all the way in, and then you take the chain and you put it on, and then you pull it out a bit, pull it out as hard as you can. And here again, this should be tight, but not super tight. It shouldn't really bind. So if it's loose, and you can kind of, like that's too loose. So what we'll do is, we'll get these on nice and loose first. There's a washer on each end, a bolt on each end. We'll get it hand tight, just to start, and then what we'll do is we'll do the rest with a wrench. But in general, there should be, if you're Hercules and you pull really tight, that's a bit too much. Should be a little bit of play, but not too much. If you can kind of get it over by hand, you're probably doing enough. And I believe these are 15. So we'll tighten these up. We will tighten them up so that this is right down the middle. As in, it's far away from the each end of the bike over here, so it's nice and centralized. And then we're done. There is this piece here. So in my setup, I mean that else has to be done. This has to be adjusted so it's up to here and stuff, but that's pretty simple. But that's the basic ideas of what's going on here. So now that should move smoothly. I might need to do some adjustments, but I'm not a pro at this yet. I got some work to do. But I think that's most of what I wanted to point out. And that's everything. That's all done. Got to replace those bearings every few hundred miles or 1,000 miles. I'm not even sure. The chain needs to be replaced every once in a while. But that should be good. Yeah.